Oh, what I've got, there's a dog that's got a cough in Singapore, because it smokes 20 a day. Right, okay, another one.
No, it's the last one in it, so we'll save it. The last one we've got is why don't they
Sorry, what was that? Wash up with you, that was it? But was that it? Survey of washing pots and pans.
I didn't understand, you said Italy were the cleanest.
No, Spain.
No, Brits were the quickest.
Yeah.
We were the quickest, but Italy was the
Spain was the cleanest.
Turkey were the slowest.
Yeah.
Spain were the cleanest.
But why weren't we clean then? Because we were washing up, why were we not paying attention to the
We did it rubbish, we did it quick.
We did it quickly, but I don't understand what it was being rated on.
Who was doing it? Was it Annette Newman or Ainsley Harriott?
She's quick. Both of them are quick.
Yeah.
Well, they've got like kind of loads of slaves that do it for them.
Did we use fairy liquid?
Dunno, it didn't have
Did we use a whole bunch of Boy Scouts?
Didn't say that. Just
like
said, it just said, you know, that.
Who had the softest hands? Who had the softest hands?
So, it didn't say, I didn't.
Why is it we don't get notified that this is taking place?
I don't know.
When I was a kid, no one ever said, you know, we need recruits because we're doing a survey on who can wash up the quickest.
Are you disappointed in yourself with that one, Carl?
It is pretty dull, to be fair, and that is why we've got to bring in either con merchant, or a wine merchant,
or shut up at your face.
Yeah.
Would you be able to, if I put you on the spot in the next, sort of after the next record, would you be able to give an example of how con merchant would work? I mean, is there something you could do just to sort of experiment?
Should we play a record? Should we play a record?
I can do better than that.
What?
Ads.
Go on. We're doing Educating Ricky, right, final one. Come on, Carl.
Right, what was it? It was, why don't they just get a diary or some paper or something to write on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause
snappy.
I couldn't think of a heading for it. It's basically,
Go on.
people who have tattoos, I've never understood it, right? That they have something put on their arm.
Right, sorry. Have we started the educate? Is this part of it? Are you educating me? This is something that will be useful in my life that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Go on then.
No, it's just that they've got a machine out, right, that, does tattoos.
Tattoos.
You come up with a design you want, and you sort of, this machine scans it, and, you put your arm in this thing, and you press print or whatever, and then it does the tattoo on your hand, or on your arm.
Like loads of little needles that follow a pattern?
Yeah,
computer,
basically, yeah.
Is it a real tattoo? It's a proper
It's a proper one. The fella said,
well, as long as it goes out, it pierces the skin with a
I just wondered if it's one of those kind of, you know, those kind of...
No, it must be lots of little needles or a moving needle that can go
Sorry,
along
but
it.
how is this cleaned, like, in between each person?
Dunno, probably, I don't know.
Well, no, it's only that, if it's one needle, it's just the head, isn't it? If it's one needle that moves, and does it like like loads of little...
What are we gaining from a machine doing it?
Just because you know they're not gonna sort of mess it up.
But hold on, how do you keep your arm still? Because your skin moves slightly, so the machine
it's sort of strapped to your arm.
Right,
and
so it's spread,
the fella said that the tricky thing was in all this, it was the fact that, you know, nobody would let him test it out on anyone else, so he had to do it himself.
But did it work? Because the thing is with a tattoo artist, they can see when your skin's moved, and they can see what they've done, and they keep wiping it and looking, whereas a machine's just got to trust itself. Yeah. So, I think one needle could go wrong. If it was a lot of needles, that it just came down, like, you know, 1,000 needles that was an imprint.
Yeah.
But, obviously I'm asking someone who's, hasn't delved any further than there's a machine that can give you a tattoo. That's all you've got at the moment, isn't it?
Well, yeah, basically.
That's all you've got?
I mean, that's what I've got, because I'm not a fan of tattoos, I don't...
But where did you read this again?
This was,
Internet?
This was on the internet, yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay.
And I just don't understand why people do it. That's what got me attention. Because me,
Sorry, what have I learned from this?
That if you wanted to get one, you know, you can get one done by a machine now. You know, people say machines are sort of taking over and that, and there's another one. But it's just the fact, I mean, I don't know,
So give us the snappy title of this education again.
Why don't they just get a diary or some paper or something to write it on? That's what I always think when I see people with loads of tattoos. Like, there's that fella who we were talking about the other week in Scotland who was covered 99% in tattoos. It's just like, what have you done that for?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't get rid of it now. You've done it now.
Yeah.
One of my uncles, right, Tattoo Stan, he's just caked in them.
Tattoos.
Right.
I don't think he's my proper uncle, but it's just like, my dad's got...
Tattoo Stan!
No, my dad's got...
That's a province in Russia, isn't it?
My dad's got loads of mates who.
When you say he's not your proper uncle,
do you know, like when
just a bloke
someone
who used to
comes
hang around by
round,
the school?
alright, Uncle Stan.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there was my dad had loads of mates like that. There was John the Screw.
Right.
So he either works in a prison or he likes to have sex.
Cabbie. Cab driver.
Okay.
There was Jimmy the Hat. I don't know what he
Jimmy
did.
the Hat.
Yeah. And
Did he wear a
and
hat?
No.
No.
There was Fred the Veg.
You sure he wasn't a relative?
Sorry.
Fred the Veg used to get us like big bags of potatoes and that.
Fred Veg, yeah, okay.
And there was Tattoo Stan.
Right.
And he was just caked in them, and I used to always look at him thinking, why have you done that? I must have only been like, you know, 6
I
or
suppose
7.
if you're born with a name like Tattoo Stan,
Exactly.
you're destined,
Sorry,
aren't you,
were
really?
they like a 1950s gang?
I'm worried
just
about,
like-
I'm
Who
worried
were
about,
doing a bank job?
what was his name, the Hat? What was his name?
Jimmy the Hat.
I'm worried about Jimmy the Hat.
Yeah.
Not having a hat.
I don't understand it.
Are you sure he didn't have a hat?
Not when I met him.
Did he ever wear a hat?
I didn't see him that much.
Do you think it was a joke, like, you know, when, your mate's sort of like, you know, 8 foot and huge, you call him Little John or Tiny? Do you think-
Well, the fact that he never wore a
Yeah,
hat.
they went, hold on, I've noticed something about Jim. Go on. No hat. And I go, oh, true, let's call him Jim the Hat.
Jimmy the Hat, yeah. But me Uncle Stan, he had like loads of them. He did them himself,
Oh dear.
and it was always that thing.
God, what was it things like?
It was he had like the
cross.
cut here,
Cut
one
here,
on the
made in
neck.
Britain.
And if you're going to do them yourself, I'd say at least make sure you're sort of a good drawer.
Yeah.
And don't do it in the mirror, so it comes out backwards.
Well, that was the other thing. But like, I remember he did. I mean, names are all right. He had like all his kids' names down his arm. And
what are they called?
Yeah.
oh, God, it's
Tattoo Stan Jr.
Yeah.
and
Paul shits the bed.
I'm trying to.
Oh, Wobbai Kate.
Yeah, yeah.
But he had.
Frankie never amounts to anything.
Oh, God.
So he had like.
Yeah. Johnny, I don't think he's mine.
So he did all this. I don't even know why I'm telling you about tattoos.
No, nor do I, Carl.
Hey,
to be honest,
I don't know that I don't know if, maybe you just have to picture this, but my sister had to take a photo once. She was working in like a factory, not to denigrate people who work in factories, but there happened to be a particularly oddball, kind of lank-haired, weird guy living, working in this factory. And he did his own tattoos, and she took a photo of it because she was so extraordinary. He'd drawn it himself. Now bear in mind, it was the kind of thing you saw when you were doing art when you were like 15. This was the sort of person who designed their own, like, heavy rock album cover.
Yeah.
He's that sort of person. So, I mean, like,
was it a dragon with breasts?
You're not far off, Rick.
No.
You're not far off. I'll tell you what it was. He had this tattooed on his back. It took up his entire back. She took a photo of it for me. He drew it himself. He had it tattooed himself, and it was just too much detail. Too much detail for a tattoo. It needs to be fairly simple, I think, to make a tattoo. It was... it was a naked female vampire having a shower.
Why was she having a shower?
Having a shower. Well, that's why she was naked.
Yeah.
And so she was
She'd been out,
beautiful.
she was, presumably,
She'd been out that night.
been out, a lot of blood. Wanted
Yeah,
to
well, she was naked, so you could see her naked body.
Yeah.
She's quite a beautiful vampire, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Although the symmetry of her face was somewhat off.
Yeah.
The only thing I think that gave
Well,
it
he
away
had a bad spine.
was that she did have some pointed teeth. I
Right.
think that was how you knew she was a vampire.
Right. Was she looking,
But the fact that she was having a shower was very specific,
weird, isn't it?
But he sort of drawn
he said to the eye, I said, listen, I want a naked bird, right? But I don't want it to be gratuitous. He goes, well, you could put her in the shower, because then they went, pop her in the shower.
That at least gives some kind of
that's the
justification
plot,
for
that's the
nudity,
plot. I mean, you know, it's justified within the story if she's in a shower. Sure, okay, yeah, we'll have that. Carl.
So.
Yeah, okay. Any other nicknames your friends of your family had?
What was your nickname, Carl?
Just, Pilky, really.
Because for a minute I thought Carl the Veg would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah, Carl the Veg. And why has your dad got a little tattoo, dopey twat, on his arm?
Yeah.
Can I just interrupt you guys, because we've just had an email here. I hate to query you, Carl, and your educating Ricky section, because I know you put a lot— don't read this, let me just read it for you. Just had an email here from Olivia, and this has also been corroborated by someone else, I forget who it was. She just tuned in, and she just heard you explaining the expression, letting the cat out of the bag.
Sure.
It's all to do with cats that were put in bags by dodgy butchers, possibly the 17th century, we're not too sure. Anyway, she claims— well, let me see, she says, she uses both the words twaddle and crap. in relation to your definition. She says letting the cat out of the bag is an old shipping expression from when sailors used to get flogged for their misdemeanours. The cat
letting the
is
cat,
the cat of nine tails, which is a kind of whip thing that they used to keep hanging in a bag below deck. If it was discovered that a sailor had done something wrong, the cat would be let out of the bag and he'd get a whipping. Hence, don't let the cat out of the bag, meaning to cover something up.
She's talking nonsense,
no,
right?
she's not. That's the truth. That's
because the one I read about that was there's not enough room in here to swing a cat, right? And that was people who worked on a boat.
Yeah, but that's the same one.
Well, that's fine. They could have two expressions for the same thing.
They're not going to keep going on about people working on a boat to get loads of sailors.
You can't have two phrases about the same thing!
They're not going to be going to do with their time.
Think how many
just coming up with stuff.
Think how many metaphors have birds in them, and you know, it's ridiculous. Why can't you can have as many sounds as you like about anything, Carl.
Yeah,
there's not a rule.
Whatever.
They don't go, we've made one up about the cat of nine tails.
Well, cheers for that, Oliver. Olivia.
Yeah.
Don't see your email coming up with the Rockbusters answers, so
you better give us the answers.
Let's give them out. The first one was
Whole Lot of Love from Led Zeppelin Classic.
On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
We've not heard much from Carl this week.
We haven't heard much from anyone who can speak Chinese for us either, so we're not that one on the edge. I don't think we'll be learning Chinese today, Steve.
What annoys me is I'm going to go out into the world still ignorant.
I know, yeah. The only Chinese I learned was from Benny Hill.
No, Benny Hill could speak fluent Chinese.
Well, the only ones I know is you silly idiot is Siri Iria.
Yes.
And Bloody Foreigners is Bloody Foreigner.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, that's it's just a matter of it get you by in Peking, but I mean, you come in, you hit a dialect and you know, your worms meet.
Sure.
Carl, yeah, we haven't heard a lot about from you. We've been going here, we've done a few features already. We've talked about different parts of the world, different parts of the globe.
Do you speak any languages?
No, not really.
Well, still struggling with English.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn a few words. I mean, literally.
So
about 4,000, I think he's got.
I've had a lot of emails actually. People saying, "Carl, please don't leave. We don't want to see the show ending." Blah 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 blah.
We've had a couple of calls bringing back Cheeky Freak of the Week, and do you know what Carl said? He said, a bloke on the phone, he said, "Oh, bring back Cheeky Freak of the Week." He went, "Can't, not allowed." I don't know, you know. And he went, "Oh, go on." He went, "Well, no, I had a story today. A fella born with two dicks, but I can't do it." Now, Carl, you cannot not do a feature about a fella born with two dicks.
Well, look if we need it. I mean, how much more have you got on the Chinese?
We've done that. We've nailed Chinese, we've done it. That's done, that's put to bed. Fella with two dicks, please.
No, we might get round to it later. But, like I say, Cheeky Freak of the Week. Sort of, we've put that on hold at the moment.
Sure.
Right.
So, what have we got? What
are you providing then today? Have you got a quiz for us?
Yeah, we've got, what's her name if you want? We've got
what?
What's her name?
What's her name?
No, don't
Is that a new one?
Don't know. Yeah, what's her name? Yeah, what girl am I thinking of?
Songs of Phrase.
Songs of Phrase.
We've got that coming up.
Alright.
Monkey News,
Monkey News is safe, isn't it?
That's some Monkey News, that goes out.
I told a bit of Monkey News. I did a photo shoot at the zoo this week, and one of the people in charge.
Trying to make yourself look good.
They told me that they used to have an orangutan, right? But it escaped. It worked out. It lifted up a drain, got out the drains, and got out up into the zoo. It actually did a Coldix type escape, right? And Carl goes, "What happened?" I said, "Well, they sort of like they surrounded it and sort of got it back in." He went, "That's no good, though." I mean, it's not Monkey News unless it steals a car and goes to Spain.
Exactly, yeah, or opens a small.
I mean, that's real. That actually happened.
Yeah.
But it's not real unless it, you know, takes a gun, gets mistaken from a president, and you know,
runs a country for 3 years.
There was some more news about London Zoo this week about it. They're all excited because we've got an anteater in there.
Right.
This week. So.
Is that good? Is that exciting?
No, I think they've had an okapi born. It's got a long nose. It's like a sort of tapir type thing.
Not interested. Have I said to you before about if an animal's named after what it eats, how interesting is it? Do you know what I mean?
But an anteater is the only one, isn't it?
Well, get rid of them.
No, there's lots in there.
What other ones are there?
Well, there's flycatchers. There's lots of animals that are named after what they eat.
What's a flycatcher?
That's a bird, isn't it?
Seems ill-informed. I can't think of many beyond Anteater. You're talking about, because you're talking about zoo though, and I was watching the news last night, and it had, a feature about Madame Tussauds. And it was saying that they scrapped many of the royal family. Now, I don't mean this, but I've never understood the appeal of Madame Tussauds. I just, genuinely, with no irony, cannot see the appeal of sort of having my photo taken next to a waxwork of J-Lo.
I know.
I can't compute why that would be fun. I don't know. What is it? Do they move? Because they don't move, do they?
No,
They
of
just
course they
stand
don't.
there.
I know.
So genuinely, I mean, it's so crowds of people queuing up, and people queuing to have their photo taken with the royals. And
the queue would put me off immediately.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's just down the road, isn't it?
So you go home to your friend and go, there's me, there's me with Kylie.
It's
me
not
with
Kylie,
Britney
is it?
Spears.
Her eyes
Oh
look
no,
a bit
it's just a
funny.
wax effigy.
Oh, I thought you met her.
No, it's just a waxwork.
Right.
It's not even the real person. If you've been to Madame Tussauds, if you have any understanding of why the appeal there, email us.
Let's not diss them, because they might melt down, Ricky Tomlinson one day to do me.
Sure.
You never know, you know.
Or Rick Waller.
Yeah. So I don't want to put them off.
But seriously, I mean, I'm not being...
You know, Roy Kinnear might be in there.
What is the appeal? Genuinely, what is the appeal? To walk around a number of...
But that's the same as lookalikes. When I see it at the back of the stage, and it's got like, I don't know, Susan Gooding is Caprice.
Yeah.
And you want to go, what do you do with her? Oh, 500 quid, she comes and stands at your party.
Yeah.
And people go, she looks a bit like Caprice. Yeah, don't go too close. She does, yeah.
It's like Caprice over there.
No, but it's...
It looks a bit like...
Yeah.
There was one in the back of the stage which was, so-and-so is Jordan. And it was a woman who was sort of buxom girl, wearing very little.
Buxom! Are you from the West Country?
I am. But I thought to myself, if you're willing to get your knocks out pretending to be Jordan, just get them out and become a pastry model. Stop pretending to be Jordan.
And call yourself after another Middle Eastern country.
Yeah.
Don't just...
It's very odd.
I know. God.
Very strange. But you've got a lookalike now, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's so odd.
But it's a bloke, right, sort of at his desk, right?
In the picture.
In the picture, and it's David Brent.
Yeah.
And it's got Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
So...
But I don't remember, it's just an old fat bloke with a beard.
Alright, don't have a go.
Alright.
Play a record, Carl. Radiohead. There. And Go to Sleep on XFM 104.9. Don't go to sleep, we've got some more fun and great tunes coming up. Alright?
Just to let you know that we've had a few new entrants on the listeners' hate poll.
I noticed Chris Evans is cropping up.
Chris Evans has snuck in a couple of times. We've also had Jordan added to the list, along with Mick Hucknall.
I think that's because you reminded people.
I know, I mentioned her and...
Yeah.
Yeah, consequently...
Come on,
she's on it.
think.
Mick Hucknall, and also, this is one I'm strongly behind, Daniel Bedingfield. If you've
Yeah,
ever
but I
heard
can't
him
hate
interviewed,
him.
oh, if you've heard him interviewed, he's such a knob.
Is he?
He really is a bit
Don't get
intense.
involved. We see the good about this is we don't get involved.
It's
This
true,
is
it's
not...
true.
Does not necessarily reflect our opinions.
That's
There are
absolutely
a couple of people that are cropping up that I'm right behind, but I'm not going to give that away. So don't give your opinion, Steve, because then our hands are
Do you
clean.
know who I love? Daniel Bedingfield. He's bloody brilliant.
Do you know I think is a comedy genius?
Go on.
Chris Miles. But let's move on. Let's not.
So anyway, listen, we'll be giving the top 10 of you, the listeners, votes, probably about 2 o'clock, and then from that list we can...
If we remember.
If we remember.
If Carl doesn't lose the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from that list we'll probably try and drop the top 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so quiz time. I know everyone's been looking forward to this. Which quiz is it
Well, we're
this
going to
week?
play along because he's done Songs of Phrase where he cuts up bits and pieces from records. You have to guess the title or the artist, and makes a well-known phrase, i.e. a phrase that we've said a lot. And the challenge is that me and Steve have got to try and work out what it is as well before we will tell you the phrase, but let me just see if I can guess. Play it.
Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why. Don't play the game of swing.
Right, I know what that is.
I didn't hear it. Can you play it once more for me?
Right. I know what that is. Right, it's why don't they play the game of swing ball? Because that's what he said when he turned on and saw people in wheelchairs playing tennis.
And his point was...
Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why. Don't play the game of swing.
Oh dear.
That is so naughty. This show's been a bit naughty, I think. I don't know what's happened to us. I think it's like, sort of end of term sort of madness, but I think we've got to calm down here. We've been a bit naughty there. We said, you know, bloke with 2 dicks. We said Chinese people don't talk properly, which is a little bit...
Offensive.
Yeah. Know what I mean, Carl?
Well, they don't, though.
Right, okay, let's leave it now.
Okay, stop there, Carl. Carl does not necessarily reflect the opinions of XFM or any other human being.
If you think that me and Steve have been offensive, we are strongly behind the guise of irony, satire, and ignorance. Carl only has ignorance and hate.
Yes.
No, but as long as you say something good about someone, you can also say something bad about
Go
them.
on,
How
then.
does that work?
Go on, then, give us an example.
Well, Chinese,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
great people, right?
Good.
Really,
that's
the
good bit.
women really good looking as younger people.
No!
They get
What are you
older.
doing?
I'm just saying, as long as you know what I mean, there's good and bad and everything.
For every
Well, what are the
positive and
old ones
negative.
like?
Yeah, they don't age well.
What do you mean?
The fella in Karate Kid, the teacher, was only about 36.
We started this! We started this! Oh.
Fact. So, songs of praise, email in, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, right?
I mean, I have to say, Carl, it's very tricky this week. You've got some very obscure sounding songs there.
Yeah, just all we want is the artists.
I think just the song, Carl, mate.
I
No,
think
actually, that's
harder.
hard.
I
No,
think
that's hard. Yeah, the artist.
Just the artist, I know.
Okay, so these are the prizes this week.
Well, let's play it again so they can hear it. Try and work out all the different artists.
Yeah, why don't they play
the game of
the game of swing ball?
Right?
Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why. Play the game of swing.
Right?
That's tricky.
It is tricky.
That is tricky.
That is good.
But there's some great prizes, including, Carl, I can't help but notice, torn from the current, well, I think today's issue of the Daily Mirror.
What, he's giving away a giveaway?
It's a free CD from the Daily Mirror, which you can buy it, you spend 30p on the Mirror, you can get this anyway. But it's still in the piece of plastic that it came in, I love
just
that.
ripped.
Anyway, there are some other treats here as well.
Oh, you'll be loving getting that through the door.
So there's the Jingly Jangly Sound of Summer, Good Vibes, a 2 CD set featuring music from Crowded House, R.E.M., Simon and Garfunkel and the Beacon.
Right, it was,
Well, let's
specials.
play it once more.
Alright.
Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why.
Specials.
Yep. Jermaine
Play
Jackson.
the game of swing.
Right, it was, Play the Game of Love. I think that was Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders.
Right, you think, but you're not sure.
Louis Armstrong was the, Don't Mean a Thing if it ain't got that swing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Queen, Don't Stop Me Now, We're Having a Good Time, and that.
We're having a ball.
We're having a ball. Do you know, like how we were talking about eyes, weren't we? He said the thing is, you've got to be able to relax, and the way to do it is to focus. Right? He said, so what do you mean? He said, when you go to sleep.
You're the sort of person whose eyes can see further than you can.
He said, when you go to sleep,
Close your eyes. Instead of just leaving them open staring at the ceiling.
Carl, keep breathing.
Yeah, keep breathing. Close your eyes. You're not dead. It may seem like it, but you're not. You're just asleep.
so he said,
Oh, fuck me.
he said, what you've got to do when you go to sleep, focus on your toe. Right?
Okay.
He said, and just think about nothing else. I said,
He's a witch! Did he say you to put a toad under the bed?
no, he just said focus on the toe and see how you go on and what have you. Next time you come in, let me know. Anyway, I gave this a go, focusing on the toe.
So what does this mean? You mean you sat in bed staring at your toes?
No, this is it. He said, like, lie down,
Visualising
shut
it.
your eyes and sort of look at it, sort of thing. So I was lying there, and it just wasn't working because
Oh, Carl, this isn't medicine.
I was,
You
even though
were
the
thinking of a
eyes,
finger.
well, no,
He found out he was thinking of someone else's toe. Next day,
doesn't
someone
work.
called up and said, Carl, my toe's better.
no, the problem was I was still using my eyes even though I had them shut.
Oh, God! Just when I think he could never come up with something stupid, he pulls that one out of the bag!
Right. So what does that mean?
Oh, God!
You were still. What does that mean?
I was straining them. I had them shut, but I was sort of looking down at my foot.
You were trying to see through your eyelids at your toe.
Well, I was looking down, so I'm thinking that's where the foot is. Because of that, I was straining them and they were stinging, so I had to pack it in.
I'm gonna die! I am going to die!
Why, out of interest though, and this will sound naive, why don't we remember the very early moments of our lives? Why is it because it would be too harrowing to remember the point at which we sort of born? Because I don't really remember anything from those first few years. Why is it? Is it just because the brain's not fully formed at that moment?
I don't know.
The memory's not sufficiently developed?
I honestly...
It's got to be trauma, hasn't it? It's the things... Again, we were talking about me being younger, and the youngest I could remember back to was 1978.
How old were you then?
When
were you born?
72.
What, you couldn't remember earlier than 6? You can remember back to about 2 or 3, most people. What?
No way. No way. My mum and dad don't even remember them. Because you're not doing anything. This is what I'm saying.
Mum and Dad don't even remember me then. That's amazing.
Because they pinpoint
They remember
things.
all the Tic Tacs they've ever eaten.
Yeah. Do you remember when Carl was 6? Of course I do. 5? Yeah. 4? Yeah. 3? No. 2? No.
Because you're not doing anything, are you?
My mum and Dad don't even remember me then.
And it's weird.
I remember must have been about 2 sitting on a potty surrounded by Lego. I remember that. Very strong image I have of that.
No, I don't remember that.
No, you wouldn't remember that,
No,
would you?
you weren't there, were you? What do you mean? What, you don't remember Steve sitting on a potty surrounded by Lego?
No, I mean, I can't remember having a potty. I remember having one of
I'm
them.
not suggesting you have the
You
same
used to
memory.
go in a fucking litter tray. Now I know why, to eat a Tic Tac while you're having a shit.
But, okay, so what is your very first memory?
The one that cropped up the other day was having my eyes sort of glued together by...
Gangsters. Where's the fucking Tic Tacs?
No,
We lost our truck for you, yeah.
when I was on holiday and I slept near the window and the window was open and I used to wake up in the morning with my eyes shut. My mum and dad thought I was having a lovely lie in. I just couldn't open my eyes.
But whoa, I don't understand. Why were they?
I'm gonna burst. What do you mean?
Why were they glued? Why were they? What do you mean they were glued?
But why didn't you say, Mum, Dad, I'm not asleep. My eyes are glued together.
It's just that you get a build-up on the eyelashes.
Yeah.
And it all...
When they came in and you could sense them looking
I didn't know they were there. I went to, what's her name? Harley Street. I went for a checkup. And, like a medical. Posh, you know Harley Street, it's like it's the top doctors, isn't it? I've never been before.
Yeah.
All posh buildings and that. Went up to the counter. I said, I see the doctor. They said, name, yeah. Give us 10 minutes, go and wait in the waiting room. Dead posh waiting room. Dead fancy. Big leather furniture and that.
Yep.
Loads of magazines. I mean, like a newsagent's.
Yep.
In the middle of the room on a table. Loads of them. So I'm looking through and there's the top quality ones, your Esquire, GQ, Classy, Yacht Weekly, all that. Country Life. Boys.
Boys.
There's one there, yeah. Boys. What's that? Right, lifted up like the one on top of it. And it's like Boys with a Z. 2 fellas stood there. Looking, sort of Italian looking.
Yeah. Right.
Dungarees on.
No shirt though.
No shirt, just dungarees sort of unbuttoned, hanging down a little bit.
Sure.
So no one else is about. I'm never going to buy a magazine like that.
I can't believe you're going to tell us you looked through a gang magazine.
I had a little look just because I thought, like I say, it's one
You're
chance.
always looking to learn, aren't you? You're always looking to learn.
Yeah.
Always open. There might have been something in there that I go, right, I get it now. I understand why they like doing that or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So she said I was going to, 10-minute wait. I can have a quick flick through. Picked it up, had a look. Still none the wiser.
Why?
Well, what did you see when you opened it up?
Just loads of. Like I've said to you before about, I don't know why you like looking at knobs when they've got one of their own.
Right.
There's no surprises there. You're not going to go. Oh, that's
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
nice. Some had like car oil on the face. Knob out.
Yeah.
There was someone sat on like one of them square things of hay.
Oh yeah.
Sat there, like sort of sat on it, straddling it.
Yeah. That must have been uncomfortable.
Again, knob out.
Yeah, just looking like it's normal.
That's
Sort of
crazy.
like
No
that.
farmer walks around like that.
What was the other one? There was motorbike. They always like them.
Yeah.
No, I'm going through and then like the content is all puns.
Right.
Everything was to do with knob.
Right.
That's the only bit they're interested in the male body.
Look at this bloke
It's
straddling
not-
this huge throbbing thing. The bike's not bad either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
Loads of them. It was just cock. Just 100%. Like, let's just talk about the knob.
That's a good name for a gay magazine.
100% cock.
100% cock.
Did it not at any moment sort of maybe slightly unnerve you that the doctor might come in and see you reading boys?
No, because I wasn't.
What about if I walked through? Because I remember once when you were in hospital about to have a tube going down your knob and you were sitting in your pants with stockings on and I walked through and you were horrified. So what if I'd have walked in then and went, God, what are you doing?
I would have just said, look at this. Look at this, it's free.
And I said, why did you bring that with you?
No, I would have just said, look, does it look like I brought it with me? Look at this.
Yes, it does, because you would never see a gay magazine in a doctor's waiting room. So I think you bought that and pretended that it was there.
That's the thing. I was amazed by that. Because there was no, like, you know, there was no Mayfair or anything. They just catered for, like, if you wanted a bit of knob action. It was really, I could have complained.
Sure.
So if you're going to have this, where's a bit of the other?
Yeah.
You had a bit of this, where's a bit of the other?
I know one of the things that they had, and I thought, they're really struggling with, like, ideas. They had a Sukoko.
As in Sudoku?
Yeah.
Sukoko.
Surely Sadico is better.
No, because it was like Sukoko.
Yeah, but it's dick as well.
Sukdiko.
Yeah.
What, and it was still a Sudoku-style puzzle, but it just had that name?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just everything.
It was just Sudoku, but called Coco. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Now, if I was gay, do you know, like,
let's have a game of Lubo. Let's have a game of Knobopoly.
Noberation.
Noberation. Let's have a game of chess. Cock. Let's have a game of fuckaroo.
Well, that works for either sex.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how we spend our Christmases.
Fuck a poo.
Oh, God.